What is going on, everybody? Welcome into the 2021 Hoop State Championship Selection Show. A week from today, the games will be starting in the Rock Hill Sports and Event Center on the arena court. I'm Miles Mastrocola here, joined by Anthony Simmons and Rod Bridger. Last year, it was the first year of this event, and it had a special feeling to it because it felt like a lot of kids that were kind of clamoring to play for a state championship that in previous years didn't have the opportunity to do so, now did. You guys were there last year when the nets were being cut down. Moravian Prep with Shaquille Moore, Josh Hall, Jamari Harvey, that whole crew. They were able to get the win.
I've known Josh and his family for a few years now before he became quote-unquote Josh Hall. And to see him, go out a winner, solidify his status in the Hoop State was just special to see. And then guys like Shaq and Jamari as well, too. That team was just a fun team to watch, man. So it was great to see them go out the right way.
The biggest takeaway from me, we've built something to the point where, coaches are trying to stack their team to win the Hoop State. We've built something to where, coaches are literally preparing, their teams and their seasons to get ready to win the biggest trophy there is in the state of North Carolina, which is ours. So it's special. And I think it's only going to continue to grow, man. Really just seeing afterwards, the whole ceremony, the cutting down the nets, the emotion, of both teams, it was special, man. So I'm excited.
But we're about to unveil the seeds. So at number 8, we have Quality Education Academy out of Winston-Salem. This is their second year playing in the event. A high-level program with Coach Gold, who came in from Winston-Salem Prep. And this is a team that has a lot of new pieces on it. Not a lot of returning guys. Anthony Sellers, Camion Shell, TJ Mills, Javon Floyd. There's a lot of talent on this roster. As an 8 seed, they're a strong 8 seed in this event.
Man, Quality's going to be that team that, people they're going to sneak a couple wins in this tournament just because people aren't going to take them. They're not going to take them as serious as they should. But like you said, they got big game players like Anthony Sellers and Camion and Shell. Those guys have played in a lot of big games over the past year or so. We've seen them have big moments. TJ Mills is another guy that can go get buckets. So Quality's going to be a tough out there. Very well coached. They got an experienced staff over there. Multiple state championships at Winston-Salem Prep. Now he's looking at Quality to kind of resurrect that program. Quality's going to be a team to look out for in this tournament.
Simmons, is Anthony Sellers one of the most exciting guys in this tournament with his ability to get above the rim and just put on anybody's head at any given moment?
Yeah, versatile. A dog. Does it on both sides of the floor, but definitely baby pogo stick. Okay, he will catch you slipping. Okay, we've seen that many a times in the arena court. In the arena court, I would give his bounce 10.
They are the 8 seed. They'll be going against the number 1 seed, who we'll reveal at the end of the show. Coming in at the 7 seed, a guy that has a championship on his resume, Antonio Lowe, leading Winston-Salem Christian in. This is their first time competing. His second time, a guy like Jordan Wildy's second time. Amari Haney's on the bench kind of providing that guidance. Those are 2 guys with rings on their fingers, supposedly, imaginary rings. Guys on that team have risen to the mountaintop of this event.
Big game coach, gonna have his boys prepared, gonna be fiery, gonna demand a certain level of play. And at the end of the day, Winston-Salem Christian still has a ton of talent. One of the things I think you have to have in this tournament is a lot of the main teams have great front line play. Winston-Salem Christian is a team that can combat that with their own front line of, Division I players.
Rod, with guys like Brandon White, Jordan Wildy, Quante Berry, there's real talent on this team, and they're a threat to make a run. A team that a lot of people thought would be one of the top seeds coming into the season. You have a new group, you have injuries, things happen, but how this is a dangerous team, right?
Yes, very, very dangerous team. That just goes to show the depth of the teams in the state of North Carolina right now. But the team as talented as Winston-Salem Christian, the 7 seed. They had the biggest front court in the state, and it's not close in terms of size. Just across the board, just the size. So that size is going to present a problem for a lot of different teams.
They're going to be a tough team to beat. So they're coming in at the 7 seed, looking ahead to number 6, and this just shows you the depth of this tournament. Is that the bottom 3 seeds are all really competitive. You look at number 6, Word of God. They've beaten just about everybody else in this field at some point throughout the year. Their record kind of slipped late. They added a piece in Freddie Dillingham that kind of changed the dynamic of their team. This team, with the talent they have, the fact that they've beaten people, what kind of challenges do they present, and how excited are they going to be to watch?
Southside, shout out Coach Byron, man.
I think Word of God they've kind of shifted their focus in their offense to kind of let Freddie do what he does best. Freddie's really good in ball screens, so Word of God they've kind of shown where they've let him get loose a little bit now, and he's settled in. So I think they're a team that can get hot, between Freddie and a guy like Po Boy King. When we remember the first round tournament last year, we saw Po Boy run off 6 straight threes. Like, that was one of the greatest shooting performances I've ever seen in person. They're a team that can really get hot. You know, you got a guy like Josh Smith, who's a rim runner, you know, who does the dirty work for them as well. You got Khalil Marshall running the show, but they're a deep team. You got Nwaso twins as well too. So deep bunch. DJ Keith. I'm throwing the whole team out there. My bad. But
no, you're good.
They're a deep bunch. They've had quality wins. Like, they knocked off Combine this year. And too many people can say they beat Combine, and they beat them pretty. I didn't say they beat them pretty handily, but it was a solid win for them. Again, it's just like I said, it goes to show to the depth in the state right now. There's not a huge gap between 1 and 8. What I'm getting.
Looking ahead to the 5 seed Bull City Prep national team with LJ Thomas, Trayvon Bird, Dre Watson. The pieces they have over there are really, really talented, and they're a team that has enough talent to play with anybody in a stage like this. It's hard to think of a guy that had a better first impression than LJ Thomas.
Well, LJ Thomas is like that. Like, he's put on some performance. I like him because, you know what I'm saying, randomly in games, you just pull up off one leg on him. Hi. LJ Thomas has definitely had, a big year for Bull City. Coach Harris has let him go. The thing about LJ Thomas is, to me, like, he showed that, he has an IQ. You know what I'm saying? Like, besides the things that, he does with the ball in his hands, I've seen him away from the whistle, in huddles, like attempting to be a leader, talking to his teammates, talking basketball, like the nuances of the game. There are times that he shows that, you know what I'm saying? And I like that about his game. You got Dre Watson, head of security down there. Okay, he tossing you out the club. All right, he don't care nothing about nothing. Okay, he's dead serious, interior force of the paint, and Trayvon Bird. Okay, so at the end of the day, them boys have played everybody tough all year, and in March, individual performances can swing the pendulum. Okay, anything goes in March.
Yeah, I can just guarantee you one thing: there will be a Trayvon Bird moment this weekend. That's all.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And there might be more than just one. So he is as exciting a player in this whole event. Speaking of exciting, the number 4 seed, the Lake Norman Storm, led by Mikey Williams, Trey Green, Jonathan Curtis, AJ Allenspot. Probably the most talked about team to come through North Carolina in a long, long time. Rod, for them to only be here is awesome, but how excited are you to see Mikey Williams in a playoff state championship environment now that he's been acclimated to the Hoop State game against a team like Bull City Prep, a crazy 4-5 matchup?
I'm excited to see it because I read an interview with Mikey. I think he did with Charlotte Observer a couple weeks ago. One thing that he said was, North Carolina doesn't have as many, I guess he said, high-level 5-star guys. But he said there was a bunch, like there's so many 4, 3-star guys here that can play that are really good. And I think I'm paraphrasing here, but I think that's what he kind of hit it on the head. We don't have as many 5-stars this year, but there's a lot of guys that can play. But I think he's kind of gotten a taste of North Carolina and what it's like. So I think for Mikey's a competitor. We know he's been hurt all year. We know he has a growing injury. But the fact that kid's out here competing and still showing, not shutting it down, and he's playing, I salute him. And I know, first and foremost, above all, I know he's a competitor. He wants to win. So I know a Hoop State championship for him would mean a lot.
Simmons, Mikey's coming to North Carolina and put on a show. There's so much else on that team, including a couple of guys that you had the opportunity to coach in the summer with Team Curry. How dangerous is this team? Not only with Mikey at the helm, but looking at Trey and Jonathan and AJ and all those other guys on that squad. How dangerous are they in a tournament like this, even as a 4 seed? They're
really dangerous because they're like a matchup team. Since a coaching change, them brothers have, found some culture and playing for what's on the front of the chest and not what's on the back. But they got star power, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got Mikey and you got Trey. So in a playoff situation, those are 2 haymakers. Regardless, you know what I'm saying? Trey's still learning and growing. But if he has it going, you sick. All right? And the same thing with Mikey. Like, if he get it going, you know what I'm saying? We didn't see Mikey in the gassed up situation come through and give out a 40 piece. All right? Side rack. You know what I'm saying? It's dope that, like, in the second year of the Hoop State, we got Mikey in that thing. So, low-key, you know what I'm saying? Dub is smacking for real.
The defending champions coming in at the 3 seed, the Giant Killers, Moravian Prep, led by Raekwon Horton, BJ Freeman, Jackson Holt, Bellamy, Baby Harrow, the whole crew. Man, we talk about dangerous 3 seeds. They're one of them. And, they have a title to defend. It's a whole new group of pieces. Ellis is actually coaching this year. Rod, why do you think this team has found so much success against the Giants in this state?
Because the pieces fit for them. Everybody plays a role, and they don't go outside of their role. We know BJ Freeman is the point forward. He's the initiator. He's the conductor. BJ Freeman is Moravian's Draymond. Put him in that set. I think that's the best comparison for somebody like a kid like BJ. He does a little bit of everything for them. And you got a guy like Raekwon Horton who can defend, honestly. On this level, he can defend 4 to 5 positions, you know. So, and then you got the shooters you face around. You got Baby Harold Eli, you got Jackson Hole as well, Sprint, and then you got that other glue guy like Bellamy who kind of plays that role. So all the pieces fit. I know they had a lot of attrition earlier in the season, guys coming in and leaving, things like that. But I think Coach Ellis, like he said, around December, he found his bunch. They stuck together and they really hit their stride.
Ellis is the perfect figurehead because he ain't changing. Ellis, you know what Angel's coming. Ellis coming out there with big chest and he telling you, listen. Okay, this is what we do. All right. The special thing about them is, listen, hey, BJ, like he loves the moment. Like I love kids. Like,
they play Word of God in what should be a fun game, a really, really exciting first round game that any one of those teams can win. You look ahead to the number 2 seed. You have Liberty Heights, a team that has has, in my opinion, been the best defensive team in North Carolina all season long. Only lost 2 games on the year. One of them was to the team they're going to be playing in the first round, Winston-Salem Christian. So you have an opportunity to avenge one of your only losses early in the year. Simmons, I know this is a team you know well because of Jonas and a lot of those guys. So coming into this tournament with that first game, what do you think their mentality is going to be going against a team that is only one of the only 2 to knock them off so far this year?
I think their mentality is championship or bust. They lost at the buzzer to Winston-Salem Christian, and they had a game in which, you know what I'm saying, like, Moravian played lights out, you know what I'm saying, but, it was running clock, you know what I'm saying, so it ain't really traditional, you know what I'm saying, they got punched in the mouth. Besides that, they've checked all boxes, so, I think Liberty Heights is going into this to prove, they're the best team in North Carolina. The best thing that could have happened for them is they're playing teams that they lost to. It's a cast of characters over there that you really don't want to piss off. Like Elijah Jameson, it's about all that. Okay, PJ floating in from Chicago, you know what I'm saying? He's about all. We already know what's popping with the giraffe. Okay, we already know what's popping with the giraffe. All right, Jonas, I need. Okay, Mike Wright coming in there 6'3". Okay, polo shirt. Okay, they trying to get it done. I'm swinging it around, but I think they coming in there with something to prove. It's Giraffe. The Hoop State Championships. It's the Blanking Giraffe.
They've been in the discussion for best team in the state all year long. They've been right there, and at points they were the best team in North Carolina this year, and they have a legitimate case to prove that they still are. Is that kind of their thought? Like, hey, we're the best team in the state. Let's go prove it.
They got a lot to prove this week. You've heard Mike Wright talk about this since November. They are playing for the Hoop State Championship. This is what they're looking for. This is what they look forward to. This is what they're playing for. They want to come out and win it. All intents and purposes, man, they got to be one of the odds-on favorites. Obviously being the number 2 seed.
I think the game that the real hoop heads have been waiting for in the state of North Carolina is if the number 1 seed, number 2 seed take care of business in the first 2 rounds and meet. So that leads us perfectly into our number 1 seed, and that's Combine Academy. What they've been able to do this year, and Jeff McGinnis' second year there has been extremely special. Only losing 3 games on the year. They've won a lot of big ones. They've been in close games, and it's all led by a sophomore in the likes that we haven't seen one similar to in a long time. He's truly a one-of-a-kind kind of player from a uniqueness standpoint, just what he brings to the table. For a second year, after losing the championship last year, for this team to get the job done, what do they have to do, and why do you think that they're a team that needs to be watched from just a sheer excitement standpoint?
Well, first and foremost, Combine is they're the deepest team in the state, 1 through 10. There's not another team in the state deeper than Combine. At any time you have multiple Division I guys come off the bench and you don't lose anything, in some instances you're getting better. That's a scary bunch. Obviously, what Jeff has done with Combine's last 2 years has been amazing. Dillingham has been amazing this year. I think the biggest thing with Robert Dillingham, the growth this year, is showing people that he can play the point guard. He's the point guard. A lot of he played off the ball last year, and people kind of pigeonholed him and put him in his box. But he has shown people that he can facilitate, he has vision, he can find people, and he can go get a bucket whenever he wants to. So Combine's a great team. AJ Smith, Marion Broderick, Wessler, Pat, Mike Dudley, those guys, they just do it. It's just a complete basketball team. It's going to be really hard to beat them.
Jeff McGinnis, you know what I'm saying, he about championship. You know what I'm saying? I think for them, losing last year, Jeff was a player his whole life. So, of course, he won this. On top of the fact it's at the crib. You know what I'm saying? So, you already know how the environment goes. You know what I'm saying? This only going to make this Hoop State Championship special because it's going to be all right in there. Attention to cut the nets down. Attention to Robert Dillingham is to do what killers do. You know what I'm saying? And that's kill. So, I can't wait, man. I definitely think it's a whole lot of smoke because between the players and the coaches, we got a lot of personalities. Like, we got a lot of fire. This year, like, everybody has a puncher's chance. Real talk. Like, everybody has a puncher's chance. So I think it's going to be some special performances. And I think, you know what I'm saying, we blessed to have this platform.
First round games on the left side of the bracket, Combine Academy, the number 1 seed plays the number 8 seed Quality Ed. The number 4 seed Lake Norman Storm plays number 5 Gold City Prep. The number 2 seed, this is starting on the right bracket, Liberty Heights plays against Winston-Salem Christian, the 7 seed. And then the defending champion Moravian Prep plays Word of God, the 6 seed. Quickly, before we wrap this up, what is one thing individually that you're looking forward to seeing in this tournament?
For me, it's about who stars going to shine the brightest. We know all these teams have like a marquee guy. Is it going to be Jonas Adu? Is it going to be Robert Dillingham? Is it going to be Mikey Williams? Is it going to be BJ Freeman, LJ Thomas, Freddie Dillion, Josh Smith? Like, who's going to be that guy to step up and kind of just take the moment over and be that guy and lead his team to a championship?
For me, I got love for everybody, but the only matchup we haven't seen all year is Combine Liberty Heights. For me, like, I hope it's great games. I hope it's some buzzer beaters, some thrillers. But I hope, you know what I'm saying, we get an opportunity to see that.
My intrigue is kind of with a few of the newcomers that have come into this state and are now playing for something that represents the Hoop State. And I think the 3 that come to mind for me are Mikey Williams, LJ Thomas, and PJ Edwards, because those are 3 guys on 3 teams that have a chance to make a run, that have come into this state and really embraced the basketball culture in this state and done a great job living up to the expectation that they brought over. So I think, and even in some cases exceeding it. So I think I'm excited to see the 3 notable out-of-state guys that at least come to my mind come in and make something special happen in an event like this, and we can truly show everyone around the country what the Hoop State is all about. Appreciate y'all tuning in. This was the 2021 Hoop State Championship Selection Show. We will see y'all very, very soon.